Hello and welcome back to the Academic Society. It's Toyin here. I have a very exciting video for you today. It's a collaboration video. So I am partnering with Dr. J. Phoenix Singh from Navigating Academia. And together we are going to tell you 10 mistakes to avoid in grad school. So if you haven't heard of Dr. Singh, he runs a YouTube channel called Navigating Academia, and it is so good. He gives you that real talk and a little bit of tough love that you may need. So here on this channel, I talk a lot about time management, productivity, and talk about how I have a connection with teaching, not really research. Well, if you're missing that research content and research advice, you definitely need to follow Dr. Singh. Dr. Singh is actually a research faculty member and knows a lot about research and all the things that you should be doing and how to succeed in grad school in a research intensive program. So definitely check out his video. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to share 5 grad school mistakes to avoid, and Dr. Singh is going to share 5 more. So in total, you get 10 grad school mistakes that you should avoid when you are navigating a graduate school. So if you haven't met me already, I am Toyin. I'm the founder of the Academic Society. I got my PhD in math and landed my dream job as a lecturer at a university. And I also create these videos for grad students and academics about time management, productivity, and my academic lifestyle. And I'm excited to share these grad school mistakes with you. So I did fumble quite a bit in grad school, but overall, I had a wonderful experience, and I want you to also have a wonderful experience in grad school. So I'm going to share these mistakes and try to help you avoid these mistakes. All right, number 1, trying to continue in grad school with an undergraduate mindset or work ethic. Now, let me tell you what I mean. When I was in undergrad, I was the kind of student who could just come to class with no preparation, take out my notebook, take notes, and learn on the spot, and then just review my notes, and I would be ready to take tests and do well. I thought I could go into grad school and do the same thing. That was false. I tried going into my graduate school classes with no prep, just taking notes when I got there, and I realized, why is everyone able to answer all of these questions in class when I'm not? Why is everyone participating and contributing to the discussion in the class and I'm not? What's happening? Everyone was doing pre-work. Everyone had already read the textbook before school started. Everyone was doing and practicing problems before we even went to class. So they were just gaining deeper knowledge and joining into the discussion of class during class. So I quickly realized that what I was doing was what I was doing from undergrad, and that was just not enough. I needed to take it to another level in grad school. So what does that look like? That looks like constantly engaging with the content in your course material. That means reading the suggested readings, right? Everything's not really a suggestion. You should actually do it, right? You should be practicing on your own, going beyond just the assignments, because you chose a topic because you're interested in it. So you should be excited to learn more and more about it. So my first piece of advice is don't go in with the undergraduate school mindset. You have to ramp it up, put in a little bit more effort, engage with the material always. Number 2, do not isolate yourself. It can be very easy to go into grad school and see people who don't look like you, who have a different background than you. Maybe you went straight from undergrad into grad school. Maybe you took time off and everyone else seems like they've just been in school the whole time. So there's a lot of reasons to feel like you don't belong in grad school. Maybe no one has the same skin tone as you. That was me. I think I was the only Black person who started in my year in my math program. None of my professors look like me, but that did not mean that I would not try to connect with my professors and my fellow classmates. It's so important to build connections in grad school. Build connections with your professors and advisors because they're training you to become their colleague. They are going to be the ones writing you letters of recommendation when you go and apply for jobs. When they are writing grants, you want your name to be top of their mind when they're trying to give money away. Also, you want to be invited for talks and conferences. And same with your fellow classmates. You want to be working together. You want to be studying together. You want to hear what other people are thinking. You want to be invited to the parties and the potlucks. You want to build your network, because after grad school, who gets invited to the talks? The friends of the people that you went to the grad school with. Whenever people come to give talks at my school, it's because someone else, they knew someone in my department from grad school or from their postdoc. It's all about making connections. And you don't want to isolate yourself, and you'll just have a more pleasurable experience in grad school if you make some friends. Number 2, not making a plan for work-life flow and not setting boundaries. So I call it work-life flow. I have a video on this because I don't really think you can have work-life balance in grad school. Some things are going to take more priority than others in different weeks. So it's more of a flow, and I'll find that video and link it above here. But basically, not everything is going to have the same level of importance. But you have to figure out what your values are, and you have to figure out what your boundaries are before you even go into the week, so that you can honor them. Because maybe you get into the week and find out, oh, there was an assignment that I had forgotten about. Oh, there's a presentation. Oh, there's a seminar that I want to go to. And then you're just filling up your day with all of this work, and that just leads to burnout. However, if you start the week with some non-negotiables that Dr. Singh will talk about in his video, some non-negotiables, things that you want to do for yourself to remain who you are and to feel connected to yourself so that you don't lose yourself in grad school, it's important to figure out what are your boundaries, what are your values, and how can you honor them when you are in grad school. And that will help you create a work-life flow. You don't want to get into the habit of burning out every single week. That is not a life that you want to live. The next mistake that you should avoid is thinking that you're not smart enough. Everyone comes into grad school with different backgrounds. There are going to be some people who went straight from undergrad. There are going to be some people who have work experience, and so they know how your subject is used in the field, and they have all of this knowledge. There are going to be people who came from prestigious undergrads that make you feel like your undergrad wasn't enough. There may be people who come in with research experience, but you haven't had any research experience. There may be people who are coming in who have already been to grad school and already have a master's degree. So everyone is coming in from different starting points. Everyone is completely different. And just because someone is different from you and has a different experience level than you does not mean that you are not smart enough to be in your program. Grad school actually isn't even about being smart. It's, can you handle it? Can you learn? Because when you're in grad school, you're a grad student. Emphasis on the word student. You are not supposed to know everything. You are there to learn. If you already knew everything, you would have the degree already. There would be no need for you to be in the program. So you are smart enough to be in grad school because they accepted you. A whole committee of people said that you belong in the program. And again, it has nothing to do with smarts because you got accepted in the program. You're smart enough. It is, how are you going to handle yourself while you're in the program? Are you open to learning? Are you open to connecting with people and engaging with your professors? Those things are more important. All right, and the final mistake that I want to mention today is not figuring out which parts of grad school you enjoy most while you're in grad school. I think it's so important to take note of which parts of grad school that you really connect with and which parts that you don't. Right? For example, I did not connect with my research. I did not connect with being a researcher. Therefore, I should not be looking for jobs where most of my job is research because that's not the thing I love. Instead, I loved teaching when I was in grad school. So I searched for jobs that had a heavy emphasis on teaching. And that's why I became a lecturer, and I love my job and I love my life. You right now are creating the life that you will be living forever. So you want to create a life that you love. Therefore, you want to have a job that you love. You don't want to spend all of these years doing hard work in grad school to end up with a life where you're doing hard work that you can't stand, right? So take the time in grad school to reflect and figure out which aspects of the program you love most so that you can find a career that aligns with what you love most. All right, so if you are new to grad school, so if you are an incoming graduate student, I have a training just for you. It's called How to Learn What to Expect in Your First Semester of Grad School, so you don't have to be anxious about starting. And I'll put a link for it in the description of this video. In that training, I teach you the 3 mistakes to avoid in your first semester of grad school. Very similar to these mistakes, but I go in detail. And I tell you about my grad school prep program. So definitely check that out. Also, for 5 more mistakes to avoid, definitely check out Dr. Singh's channel, Navigating Academia. I will put a link for his channel in the description of this video. Dr. Singh is amazing. He will tell you all about the research. He is very accomplished. It's so impressive. Also, he does academic coaching, so check him out, and he does these fun live streams, so you can ask him questions in real time. So definitely do that. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your takeaways in the comments. Also, if you are new here, consider subscribing. I create new videos every single Sunday. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.